All right, we're up here in, where are we? Are we actually in Elkhart?
Yes.
Where are we? Okay, so we're in Elkhart, Indiana. We got to take the rig in, and we're staying at Boondockers Welcome tonight. And what did you say about the best part about our neighbors tonight?
Is they're really quiet. They're not going to be making much noise.
Why do you say that?
Because it's a graveyard. And
Yeah.
the fun fact is the Boondockers Welcome. It is a restored, converted church.
Oh,
so
really?
they live in the old church, and here's the cemetery.
It is actually kind of pretty.
Yes, very pretty. The problem.
But the problem is, so it's a 30 amp connection, which normally is not a problem, except for, what did you say about the temperature?
So it's currently reading 90 degrees, but because of the humidity, we got a real feel of 100.
Right, and so the sun's going down on the west there. It's been beaten down on the rig, and it's a 30 amp connection, which normally wouldn't be too bad, except number one, the temperature, but number two, the voltage here is hovering about 107, 108 volts with both air conditioners running. And that's kind of my cutoff there, is right about that 108 volts. I think the Power Watchdog will cut off at 105, but I think the air conditioners are safe to run a little bit lower than that even, but I think my personal cutoff is about 108.
Yeah, we're currently sitting in the bedroom with the door closed and the air conditioning vents like blowing directly on us.
So normally we never watch TV in the bedroom, but
Never.
we figured we could run one AC. So we're holed up in the bedroom watching The Accountant 2, I think it is. And we got the AC, we got the dump on, and we got the vents pointed straight at us, and it's still like 79 degrees in there.
It's cooled down to 77.
Oh, now it's 77.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the cats because it's 80, I don't know.
It's cooled down to 85
The
now.
thermostat says 85. My Govee says 83. So whatever you want to believe there. So anyway, I just turned on the second AC, and hopefully we can run it long enough to knock it down in there. We got to get that. We got to go way down in the bedroom because we need it to be like 68. So
luckily, we're getting up before the sun even rises tomorrow. I'm planning, unless we figure something else out, I'm planning on getting up at 4. Because I still have to pack up the fridge and freezer, whatever's left in there, because we don't trust Grand Design to keep our fridge on all week. We've got a few other things that we need to pack up, and we have to be there by 6. And
this whole trip is just kind of BS. So we were telling one of our friends, Chris, who we were visiting with a couple weeks ago, we were kind of, Candace was texting with him saying kind of our predicament that we're in here, and he's like, nope, I would pack up and I'd go to the nearest campground.
And there is, but I was like, well, we'll just stay in a Boondockers Welcome. We normally like them. I didn't realize that we were going to be in this a heat dome that is covering a lot of the country. So we're in a heat dome. I didn't think it'd be that big of a deal that we didn't have septic.
Well, yeah, except we need to empty our tanks before we get to Grand Design tomorrow.
Yeah, so luckily the Loves that Chris recommended is literally on our way. We're not gonna have to go out of our way. So we're gonna dump, but that's gonna take a few minutes.
Yeah, so it was just kind of a disaster from the get-go. It hasn't been a disaster. We're okay. I mean, we're living it. It makes life interesting. This whole RV life. I feel like every time we go to a Boondockers Welcome, we're in a position like this where everything's difficult. It's nothing that we haven't been able to survive so far, but this one didn't start out well, and here's why. So let's go over here. So you can see we are parked. We've backed into this spot right here. So right there, we came in from the road right down there. Okay, and we initially pulled in this way, so we drove straight in.
And we're supposed to be back there in that field.
Yeah, so we're supposed to be back here, and I was concerned about this, and it ended up being a problem. There's this huge dip right here, and you can see this little right here.
Yep.
That's where
our landing gear.
Yeah, that's where our landing gear hit, and that's where you're like, okay, maybe we won't go back over here. We're supposed to go back in there, make a huge loop, and kind of come in this way, and we would have been in the shade already if we'd have done that. But we couldn't get over this dip right here. So all right, so now let's look and see what we actually did. So let's go walk back this way.
So Jeremy reversed.
Yeah, because remember, I drove in that way, and I was like, whoop, way back there.
Yes. So then he reverses, backed up into there, no issues. But then we had to get turned back out to the road so we could back up into there.
Yeah, so we had to...
while avoiding that tree.
So there we go. That was that was our Boondockers Welcome today. It's been interesting. I like it though.
Yeah, it's very quiet out here.
I feel like after staying at all these Boondockers Welcome, I'm getting really good at threading a needle with a 35-foot or a 45-foot RV.
And where were we recently? Oh, coming out of our, going to George and Amy's and then leaving George and Amy's.
Oh yeah, all the little tiny roads and stuff, yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we haven't even shown the footage of that yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna be in this video, but what'd you say, 12?
Yeah, so there was one hill that we were going. So we used to live on a really steep property, and I measured that property once, the hill going up. I think it was a 13% grade, and to me it looked like this road that we were on was even steeper than that. And I was going pretty slow because it was really tight and really windy, and there was traffic coming, and I was going slow already. So that's why you need a big truck with these things, because
yes, whatever truck you think you have that you think is big enough, you need to go a step higher. You need a bigger one. So, all right, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna go in there and chill in our comfy 77-degree bedroom, and hopefully we don't trip a breaker. Trying to cool it down on the rig for the cats a little bit before we go to bed, and then we should be all right. Well, here we go. We're dropping her off. First time that we've dropped her off anywhere. Yep.
I don't particularly like leaving her here. But,
no.
Hopefully it'll be fixed by the time we come to pick her up. And what did they say? A week?
They're hoping
like a week and a half now.
Wednesday.
Yeah, like a week and a half now, because guess what? They didn't have us on the schedule for the gray tank, even though they said in an email, we'll fix it while you're here. So
yeah. So right hand wasn't talking to left hand. Plus, I was always doubtful that they would be able to get the entire paint job done in 4 days. So
yeah, we'll see what happens. What's the matter? She just smacked her glasses right off her own face. So
I have not had enough coffee.
So yeah, it was an early morning.
Really
it was a little bit of a rough morning. I mean, we've never driven this thing in the dark till today, and it wasn't totally dark, but it was dark enough that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
And I wasn't super comfortable. And then we had to adjust our route a little bit because of road closures on the back roads. It was silly.
We were planning to be here by 6 o'clock. We didn't get here till about 6:30.
It was 6:30, right? We pulled in right about 6:30. So, all right, so we're gonna, it's 7:30 now. Been up far too long. I've been up 3 hours already. So yeah, we're starting. We're gonna go grab a bite to eat. Then we're gonna head down to Indianapolis, spend some time with my uncle and his girlfriend. And I don't know what we're gonna do while we're there. Probably a lot of work.
Yeah.
More work. So, all right, see ya. All right, you guys aren't used to seeing me in the passenger seat here. We're not towing, so she's driving. Still could be a little, dangerous. This road is awful. So we got a lot going on in this truck right now. We have 1 camera, 2 cameras, 3 cameras, 4 cameras going all at the same time. I got some testing to do. We got a new action camera, a little cheap thing that was sent to us for free. So I'm testing that out. And we're headed out to Eagle Creek State Park today. This is, actually I think it's a city park. This is on the west side of Indianapolis. It's one of the largest city parks in the country. It's in the top 25. I believe I read that it's bigger than Grand Central Park. I just looked that up this morning. So anyway, that's where we're headed. We're gonna hopefully do a little bit of paddle boarding. No, not paddle boarding, paddle boating, I hope. And if that falls through, we're gonna do a little biking. We really haven't done much. So we'll get into it here in just a few minutes, or here in just a little bit, but we really haven't done much while we're here. We're staying still in Indianapolis at my uncle's place because the rig is in the shop. So I'm gonna cut it at that, and we'll get back to you here in a little bit when we get to the park. That's your idea of sexy?
Rocking the life jacket here.
Wow, look at this fancy paddle boat, guys.
That's right.
It's like a pontoon. I don't know if you can see that. And it's got a nice cover.
Yep.
For us old people who are gonna get like melanoma and stuff, we need to stay out of the sun. We also got our, it's greasy, sunblock on. So, okay. This is nice. Here, I'll show you. Perfect day. Well, I wouldn't say perfect. It's about.
It could be a little cooler.
Could be a little cooler. It's like 90-something degrees. So anyway, this is what we're doing today. Partly because we wanted to test out this new camera. I'm not recording on the new camera. and we're not reviewing it in this video. Actually, by the time this video comes out, I think the camera review will have already been published. But like I said, it's just a little cheap camera that we got. Somebody reached out to us and we said, well, why not? We were looking for one anyway, but if you haven't seen that yet, it's probably back 1 or 2 videos, and you can check that out. So we're gonna enjoy our time out here. We are, actually, let's get around all these people, and then we'll talk about why we're still here in Indianapolis, because it's a little bit frustrating. So once we get kind of out in the open here, we'll come back to you.
This is hard work.
I'm barely pedaling.
Yeah.
I think it's easy.
I think we need to figure out how to turn the pedal assist on.
Here, stop pedaling. Let me see how hard it is by myself. Oh yeah, you're definitely doing like all the work. Okay, so we're out in the clear now, but now we're going against the current. I'm not sure that we're actually going anywhere at this point. So anyway, yeah, it's a little breezy. So we're still here in Indianapolis, and as we've said previously, we've got the rig up at Grand Design, and so we're getting done some touch-up paint. Have a gray tank issue.
Yep.
We've already covered all that stuff in previous videos, so if you haven't seen those, go back and watch them. And they also put a couple more lag bolts in for us up in the bedroom. That whole frame flex issue, I know they're supposed to flex, but the whole frame flex issue, they put some extra bolts in there. They didn't find anything that I know of. They just put some more bolts in there for us. So, how long was this supposed to take?
They originally said 4 days, and that was just for the paint. Now, the right hand wasn't talking to the left hand. So the guy we were dealing with on the kitchen tank never let service know that we were coming in for that. So they had to like squeeze us in somehow. So as of Wednesday, because Friday was a holiday, 4th of July, and Thursday they were kind of like working a half day, or I don't know what they were doing. But as of Wednesday, supposedly, we are the next ones into the paint shop, and this will be
2 weeks.
2 weeks after dropping it off.
Yeah, so it's taken a lot longer than we thought. And part of that is because they weren't expecting us to need to go into the service area because, like we said, like she said, right hand wasn't talking to the left hand. So it sat in the service area for almost this full 2 weeks. Okay, so that's all fine. We're not in a super big rush to get the rig back. Now we want our home back, and
Yes.
we'll get into that here in a minute because it's kind of funny. So we want our home back, but we're not trying to rush them. Really, all we're trying to figure out is what's going on with our rig. And we have sent several emails back and forth. We've called a couple of times, and we're just simply trying to figure out what's the status of it, what has been done to it, what retests have been done to it, specifically on that kitchen gray tank. Where's it going next, and when are we going to get it back? ETA, that's all we want. We just want information. Now, for those of you who are familiar with Grand Design, and it may be other companies too, their customer service, frontline customer service, is one of the worst organizations I have ever dealt with in my entire life. The communication has been terrible. We ask for information, and they send us emails basically saying, and this is the same person, this person keeps emailing us back every single time and says, oh, I have been out of the office for a long time and I don't exactly know what the status of your rig is.
I've been on the shop floor.
Right, but what I think the status of your rig is that it's still in service and it should be going over to the paint shop soon.
Well, how about you find out?
Yeah, every response we get has been that response. And we even asked them at one point, Candace said in an email, do not email me, call me, because we need to talk about this. I'm really concerned about the fresh tank, or the gray water tank, because if they don't retest it right, they're not going to be able to verify that the problem is actually fixed. So we'll get into that later after we pick up the rig to see if they actually retested it right. So anyway, we have been here for 2 weeks. I'm guessing it's going to be at least another week. The other thing that this is really interfering with is our business that we're trying to open up. So we're doing some odds and ends right now. We could start business tomorrow if we wanted to. I even actually, the thought crossed my mind to start while we're here, but I have zero tools.
Yeah.
Everything is in our rig. Our whole life is in that rig. We bought 4 days. Well, we brought about a week worth of stuff because we knew it was going to be longer. But anyway, our whole life is on hold. Okay, so enough about that. Actually, no, one more thing about all of this is, it is nice to be in an actual house.
It is.
There are some things that I'm really digging. So number one, there's just, there's a lot more room.
Yeah.
There's a bigger kitchen to cook in.
Uh-huh.
And here's, you want to really feel old? So, oh man, this was
I know where he's going with
I was
this.
so excited about this when I saw it. And it made me feel probably older than I actually am.
We can put one in for you, babe.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I just turned 50 last month. And
He's old.
yeah, whatever, shut up. And so, well, she's only like less than 2 years behind me, so.
But I'm 2 years behind you.
That just means you're almost old. So, anyway, the first day I went to go get into the shower, I draw back the shower curtain, and there's a
suction cup.
suction cup grab bar, right? Doesn't sound like a big deal, but my immediate thought was, oh man, that's so awesome. Now I can get into the bathtub with ease. So, okay, that's enough on that. But it is nice it's nice to be able to spend some time with my uncle and his girlfriend. We've had a really good time, and tonight's a big day for us. This is more activity we've had in a long time. But we're out doing this, and then tonight we are going to the horse races. And I think today is the Indiana Derby. I haven't been to a horse race in forever. It was last time I was at a horse race, I wasn't legal to bet. So we're gonna enjoy this. I got to do a little testing on this new camera, and we will see you guys
on the flip side.
Yeah, whenever that is. All right, donuts in the middle of the lake. Pedal, woman.
It's gonna take us 5 minutes to do the entire circumference.
It's a heck of a workout, though.
Right?
Okay, half a donut. That's good enough.
Oh.
Hey,
are you staring at my butt?
what's going on there? Plus now you got a big, hang on, you got a big bug on your butt. Now it's on your back. Now it's on your elbow.
Get it.
Let's see. Okay, so what's going on with your rear end, dear?
That is creek water.
Crack water, maybe.